What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Severe MMA. My name is Sean Sheehan, joined by the pride of Wales, the gangster, the outlaw, Oban Elliott, as he sits in a beautiful van there, eating a nutty bar. What kind of bar are you eating there? Let us know. Is it an old Nutri-Grain or something?
Yeah, eat natural protein-packed peanut bar.
So we're not too far out from the fight now. We're only a week out. Are you kind of eating whatever you want at this stage still, or are you very much on a kind of I need to eat this amount of calories? Because you have gone up from 155 to 170, so is it a bit easier that way? You're drinking as well, obviously, is it?
Yeah, it's easier, but it's still not fucking easy. You know, it's not as easy as middleweight was last time. I gotta make sure I'm like strict and on point. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be dying in a sauna. I want to have a nice smooth process. So I'm being as strict as I can be, dedicated as I can be, and yeah, just eating the right stuff, eating the good stuff.
I feel like with you, and obviously we've spoken a good few times now, but you're a lot more relaxed, I think, than most people, even relatively close to the fight and stuff. But I saw you the other day at Cage Warriors, and you did an interview afterwards, and I thought you were going to kill the lad asking you the questions. What was that? And I have a theory. My theory is that you were at the fights, and you were like, this is going to be me in 2 weeks, and you got into that like killer mode. Was that the kind of head you had on you there at Cage Warriors?
Yeah, I did, mate. I'm not even going to lie. Mate, I don't know. It's kind of quite natural for me, to be honest. It is quite natural for me in the sense of like just turning that switch on. It could, like, as you saw in the interview, I didn't even realize at the time as I watched it about. I visibly become more intense, and it just happens, and that's kind of how it goes off. Like, you know, I guess yeah. When they got talking about the hostile crowd and what he's gonna do and all that shit, it's just like, what? Let's do it now. You know, I'm the type of guy, I could settle something there and then on the spot. So I guess it's not like I'm going in killer mode. It's like I'm never really not in that mode.
So you're kind of always like that. I thought it was the other way around now, because like I feel like a lot of fighters find it hard to move from like the relaxed mode into the killer mode. Are you?
Right. Like yeah. But like, I'm relaxed about it because this is just what I do. I'm relaxed. Like, this is just like what I do. I choose to do it, and I can't imagine doing anything else. So like, yeah, I am relaxed about combat. Definitely, just one of them things.
What's the life like outside now? Because we always talk about the jobs. First of all, it was in the school, then it was in Nando's the last time. What's the job situation now outside of the MMA?
I'm on the railways now.
Yeah, working on the railways. Well, pulling them up. Are you actually on the railways, or is this an elaborate joke?
No. This isn't like, you know, a scam. I actually do work on the railways. I've got my orange jacket somewhere.
So what are you doing day by day on the railways?
You are? Just like a track mat. Like, I'm in a gang full of boys, and we like work on track, and we just like do different like maintenance jobs, like swapping the rail over. To be honest, it's not that hard. Some days like is a piece of piss. Other days you're on the shovel all night, on the sledgehammer, knocking clips in, putting clips in, and it's just like, I won't be able to explain it to you now, but it's a lot of like manual labor.
Do you feel that?
You know, like I literally wake up. Say I usually do night shifts, so I wake up, I fucking eat a little bit of breakfast. I train straight away. I eat again. I then train over like my MMA gym, SevereMMA, and then I go straight from the gym and pick all the boys up, and then we go to site, and then I do a night shift, and then I wake up and I just do all that again pretty much every day of the week, bar Friday. But Friday we're in this week. And yeah, it's just like eat, sleep, you know, what is it? Work, sleep, eat, train, repeat.
Like a lot of people would think you're one of the best prospects in the world at one of the biggest the best weight classes in the world. If you were in another sport, if you were in rugby or if you were in soccer, you'd be getting your meals cooked for you. you would, you'd
Yeah.
be taken in. You'd probably be a millionaire even already at this stage. How tough must that be to see that? Like, you're this high class athlete and you still have to work. You have to work on the fucking railway. Like, it seems like mad. It seems like something from you're there from soccer players in the 40s or something. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what it probably will be. We'll look back now and then in fucking in years to come that this will never be the case. But to be honest, mate, I kind of like it. I do enjoy working with the boys. I enjoy a good graft. I look, it's you're getting a sweat and it's hard work. It's exercise at the same time. It's like, and I'm literally there now. And I've never been one to believe in anything like this. Like, when what your opponent's doing, like it's kind of a bit cringy in it. Like on your rest day, I don't want to rest. Like I feel like that's quite a nervous way to go about it because I think I could hold my own with anyone in the world, even getting off the couch after doing nothing for 6 weeks. So I'm not one of them to believe much in like all that shit. But training for this fight in particular, I've literally been working like 60 hours a week as well as doing 50, 60 hours a week, as well as doing my full-time training. I haven't let anything slip. And I'm literally there sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning in the pissing down rain, soaked through to my fucking boxer shorts on a sledgehammer or a shovel. And I'm thinking, this can't stop doing this. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of like it because I'm literally a fucking savage, mate. The lifestyle I live, not many people will be able to put up with and do it with a smile on their face at the same time. So win or lose, mate, I don't think, I said it in that Cage Warriors interview, man to man, there's not many people who can match me. And like all the boys are like, oh, fair play to you for doing it. But I don't want to pat on the back for it. I just know I'm cut from a fucking different cloth when it comes to shit like this. So I'll happily work.
Are you almost looking forward to fight week just to get a couple of days off from all the madness?
That's it. It does make fight week a bit more exciting because then, like, oh fucking, I don't have to go to work now, and but I'm happy working. It's like it's not the end of the world. I'm making money. I live on my own. I've got bills to pay. I'm full on adult. I'm not cutched up in my fucking parents' lovely big house. Get my fucking training kit washed for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, just you got boys on the way up. It's difficult and like you gotta be fucking tough. If you've had my kind of way up, well, I've had to kind of I've had to worry about paying bills and paying rent. I've been skint the whole time, job to job to job, as you know, and like I feel like only now, 25, I'm kind of landed on my feet a little bit. So yeah.
Do you feel like the next year or so is like your time to change that? Not necessarily you yourself, but like get the wins and go to the next level where, whether it be the Cage Warriors title, then onto the UFC or whatever it might be. Like, is your plan like, I need to do it quickly now? Because a lot of people, that is the plan. Like Ian Gary, I'm talking to him before, he was like, well, I'm going to take it slow, I'm going to get there, and he ended up getting there. What's the plan for you? Do you have a plan? Or are you just kind of like, let's fucking fight and let's see where it goes?
I've got a plan, yeah, but none of it matters. Like I'm just like training as hard as I can and like listening to the people who I trust with, like, if I wouldn't waste my time doing this if I didn't think I could get there, be a Cage Warriors champion and get signed to the UFC. So like, of course that's my plan. I think I'm probably going to get the title shot once I beat Sheehan. Sheehan will probably get a title shot if she beats me. So I can't imagine they're going to give it to anyone else. And if they do give it to someone else, I literally couldn't give a fuck anyway, because I'm the man. So that's genuinely, I'm not even bullshitting you. Like I enjoy my life either way. Like say I could never fight again. It doesn't mean I don't see myself as, whereas in the past I would have, but I don't see myself as any less of a man if I'm not a UFC cage fighter. I still have a good life and I've got fucking things going for me. With or without that, this is all a bonus. And on the flip side of the coin, yeah, I obviously want to get there and that. So And I think I will get there. Like within a year, I'll probably be signed. So, yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? The way you're thinking now, that like you know, it's not that you're not all in, but it's not all in mentally. Like, cause some people like that's all they care about, and that's all they say. Like, I'm going to the UFC, I'm going to do this and for you, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah. It's look, it's just all my childhood dream is being a UFC fighter. Yeah. It's still my complete and utter dream, but I know I'm gonna get there. I know I'm gonna do it. I know, like, I won't be wasting my time. Like, I know I'm good enough to be there. I'm good enough to be fucking one of the best now. But on the flip side of the coin, I've got like an inner peace with myself, which I never used to have, say, a couple of years ago, where like you'd wake up and you're like, oh my god, this is what you think about. And now I'm like, I'm just enjoying life, and and there's a lot of pressure involved with this. So you've got to have an ability to handle that pressure, not to put too much on yourself. I seen this thing Donald Trump said the other day. It's like the ability to handle pressure when you get given good, when you get given big opportunities and things like that. You have to remind yourself that none of it matters outside of like health and family and things like that. So these are all brilliant opportunities for me, and I've got massive opportunities in front of me. But does any of it really matter? Does any of it really matter? Like, it doesn't. Like, I'm gonna chase my fucking dreams, but the difference where you go from like a prospect, and I've kind of learning this myself within a way, where you go from a prospect with all this potential to being that guy where you're in that dream, where you're like in the spotlight, in the high pressure situations. The ones who come out on top are the ones who can detach themselves emotionally from it. They're the ones who can and have that ability to perform. Me going to my gym isn't this crazy fucking opportunity that I have in my head. I just turn up and I just perform. Then you put the cameras in there, you put a ref in there, you put the UFC there, you put the Cage Warriors there in a big arena, and people go, oh shit. Do you know what I mean? So I used to go, oh shit. And now I realize what it fucking is. So I'm just gonna I know either way I'm gonna have a good life. So
do you think you've gained that confidence in having that mentality through what you've done? Like you said there, you know, I don't care what weight class I'll fight it. And like some people say that you've actually done it, and you can look at your record and Sherdog there, and it's easy to see it. Do you think you've gained your confidence mostly because of that and the way you fought over the last few years against anyone?
100%, yeah. I definitely, I used to be really hard on myself in the sense of like, fuck, how am I still not in the UFC? Fuck, how am I working? How are these cunts just living in their parents' houses? How have these people got these well-off parents with steady jobs where they can, afford to have their kid in their house, live in there, support them with their training? My mother did everything she could for me, but there's only so much that my mother could have done without jeopardizing her own life. So like, she did everything she could for me growing up as a kid, but I never had that. I couldn't just live rent-free in my fucking house and get my fucking driving lessons paid for me and do this and do that and just go to training willy-nilly. And it's on a plate for a lot of people. And it's never been on a plate for me. I've had to relocate. I've had to go do this and do that. It's been fucking hard work. I've gone skint so many times trying to chase this dream. And I've always been really hard on myself at the fact I'm not in the UFC yet. Do you see what I mean with this pressure now? Where I'm lumping this. I'm going all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. And I'm going to sleep at night. I'm like, fuck. I'm still skint. I'm still not there. I'm still not there. Fuck, I've just lost a fight. Fuck, I've just lost another fight. Fuck, is this ever going to happen? And then I woke up one day and I was like, yeah, this is going to happen. And you know what? There's not many people fucking on earth that could have just come this way up in these high pressure situations all the time. I've proven what I need to prove to myself as a man and as a fighter, and getting on with it now. So like, what happens going forward now is going to happen. And I've just got like an older head on my shoulders now. So it's just one of them fucking things. I can't even remember your fucking question, but I definitely
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because that's one of the realest answers I've ever got, to be honest. I remember Neil Siri was talking before.
What did you say before now? Please remind me.
I don't know what I said.
Fuck it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was a good answer anyway. Yeah. But like, I remember Neil Siri was talking at the time when, you know, McGregor was going mad, and he was saying it, the young fighters coming up, don't mind that. You keep a job. keep your financial ability behind you. Not everyone is going to be like a world champion, but even if you are, keep that grounding anyway. And when you get there, you'll appreciate it even more. Obviously, that's something you've obviously taken on yourself. But is that something to younger lads coming up? I know you've a great gym there. Is that something you kind of try to impart to the younger lads? And like, maybe not that you've made mistakes, but give them what you have learnt as well on the way up.
This is what I'll give. You know, I don't know if you've seen like me and Nathan Fletcher, like the fucking friendship, right? But it's never really come to light. Anybody knows that we're friends or whatever. Not like it's just some secret. But seeing as like people asked each other about it, but when I was undefeated, and I was coming up, and then I had my first loss, I remember thinking like, oh my fucking God. And then it took me a whole year to come back from it. And then I won that fight, and then everyone was up my fucking ass again. And I was like, well, that's all it took. I felt like my life was upside down for a whole year. And now that's all it took. Then when Nathan lost, I remember trying to like tell him the same thing. And then he realized it as well. And I was like, fuck. So then we've just got this like similar mindset with it now. But like, people did try and calm me down when I was a little bit younger. But now, if I got a message to pass on to the youngsters coming up, I mean, like, just don't fucking put so much pressure on yourself. I've given myself sleepless nights for no reason, really. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. So I wouldn't really know. I wouldn't really know what to say in terms of having a happy life and a healthy mind. Don't go fucking pulling your hair out all night, all day, every day over the fight game. Just train hard, look after your loved ones, look after yourself and your mind. Don't fucking fall for any bullshit you listen to. Don't go following any crowds. Don't sell out. And I don't know.
When you prepare for a fight, like I see a lot of people say this phrase paralysis by analysis. You know, they analyze their opponent too much and they get kind of caught up in it. Are you one of those lads who analyze your opponent a lot, or are you just working on yourself?
I do both. I've really taken this fight in a sense of like, as soon as I like forgave myself for, even though not like the circumstances I had, like you said something about younger guys coming through. Some younger guys coming through are going to have the luxury of living in their parents' house, not having to work, being supported to train full time. They're not going to ask for fucking lodge off them, or if they do, they're not going to make them. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when I was coming up, I was like fucking, I didn't have a choice but to fucking work. So I was you know what I mean? It was just like, it was juggling so much. But as soon as I like forgave myself for my circumstances, even though as soon as I realized that they were out of my control and I made the best of them, I've been able to dedicate even more to fighting. It's weird. So like for this fight now, I'm like, I've had a cold shower every single day of 2023 for this fight. So there's me like working on myself and my mind in like a weird way, like little things like that. I haven't missed a session. And I'm like, I never usually study opponents, but I've studied Sheehan. So it's like, I don't know, as I'm like getting older, I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know, but I definitely feel better for it. I feel like I can see my dream now. It's like fucking there. It's not even a dream anymore. It's like it's the next step. So
have you spoken to a sports psychologist or anything? You sound like you have, to be honest. Are you just you maybe could be a sports psychologist? I don't know.
I probably could at this point, because trust me, I probably should have spoke to one, right? I just had as many fucking mind-numbingly crazy conversations with myself, and I finally found peace. Like, I genuinely have finally found peace. And it makes this whole journey now seem like a fucking piece of piss. I can't explain it. So I don't give a fuck if I lose my next 10 fights and go out flat on my face. I know I've tried my hardest with the cards I've been dealt. So, and it just so happens I'm fucking class at fighting. So that's a bonus. So now I think, like, if I was going to put money on myself, I think I'm going to go really far. I think I'm going to fucking have a really good performance next week. Like a pretty much unbeatable performance next week. So if Sheehan beats me, then you're looking at a fucking future UFC champion. If Sheehan beats me next week, do you see what I mean? So, yeah, I just feel like I'm coming into my own. Took me till I was 25 to fucking finally like get a grip of my mind, but definitely feel like I'm fucking there now, 100%.
What do you think of James then? Because it feels like he's coming into his own as well as a fighter. Like the improvements that he has made over the last few fights have been really, really good. And when I put it in my top 5 fights for the month, 5 fights for the month I had, this is one of them, because I truly believe the two of you are two of the best like up and coming prospects in the world and have made those improvements, like with the setbacks as well. Like those setbacks, as you just said for the last 10 minutes there, they're really important. Like they've helped you basically get to where you are now. And, James had him early in his career. Both of you have only lost to like really, really, really good guys. So it's not, that can happen to anyone. And it feels like you're both at this point now where, look, these are the fights we want. We want the good fighters against the good fighters when they're very good. And it feels like it's one of those fights we have, isn't it?
Exactly. It's a scary fight. Of course, it's a scary fight. You know what I mean? He's dangerous everywhere, and he can fucking get me out of there whenever, at any time if I'm not fucking careful. Do you know what I mean? It's scary in the same way, like if you're driving a car like 100 miles an hour, like you're like, fuck, but you're still concentrating. You know what I mean? So it's scary in that sense. But yeah. He's a good fighter. He's on again, and I respect a lot the fact that he's had 2 early losses, and he would have had a lot of conversations with himself, the same way I have, and he would have seen everyone online, and his name's not in the fucking conversation, even though he feels with himself it should be. He's at the scratch and claw and build this momentum back. So that's a scary guy to be locked in a cage with. He hasn't lost for fucking years now, has he? So, yeah. Trust me, I'm under no illusions about how much of a challenge this is.
Last couple of things for me, and I really appreciate the time of it. Co-main event in Dublin, like this is, I would say, Cage Warriors' biggest card of the year. In a big arena and all. I know some. They were saying to you the other day, oh, you're gonna get like a heated fucking. The crowd are going to be on I've been to all the Irish cards, and I really have never seen that for anyone, to be honest. I don't know where that's kind of coming from, but like, how big is that for you to be in that spot in a massive card like that? And apart from the title fight in your weight class, you are the headline and act against the biggest dub on the card, I suppose. It's in Dublin, and the biggest hometown name on the card. You're fighting him. That must be great to be in that position.
Yeah, it is very good to be in that position. As I said, it's a high pressure situation. It's big boy business now in fucking venues, like fighting on cards and venues like that. It's only going to get bigger from here. So, and yeah, it's the biggest fight of my life. So, as I said earlier, I'm dealing with it. I just know how to deal with this, and I feel like this is like this is it. This is my time. This is genuinely, how many times have people said that before? Did I really just say that? But
like you're like John Cena or something. His time is up, my time is now.
How many times has that been said before? But I feel like, fucking hell. I'm really, I don't know if I'm excited to do it. I don't know if I don't know if I'm ready for it. I don't know if I'm excited. I don't know. It's
when you say ready for it, do you mean like the fight, or do you mean like the spot or the place in your career?
Oh no, but how am I gonna know I'm ready for it until I'm in there?
It's true, yeah.
It's that, like, of course I think I'm ready, but you never know for sure, do you? You might, it's it's walking into the unknown, and I've definitely put myself in a position where I'm like, I am not gonna lose sleep over the fact I might not have prepared myself as much as I could. Do you know what I mean? So I've done everything I've done everything. I've gone through it. I've come up through the shit. I've had fucking one step forward, one step back. Yeah, this is it. I'm ready for fucking. I'm ready for this to be presented in front of me, and then I will see what I'm fucking made of. I see the line in the sand. Time to find out who I am. That's it.
And last thing for me, I suppose, like, that will happen, and it'll either be you or James, and one of you will more than likely be fighting for the title after that. The fight after you is the title fight between Reece McKee and Judah Jimmy Wallhead. I want your prediction for that fight. You know, who do you think is going to win that fight? Who do you think obviously you think you're going to win. Who do you think you're going to be fighting next after that fight?
Well, if Reece doesn't get signed, then it's going to be me and Reece, because Jimmy's going to retire anyway. And then if Jimmy fucking wins, then it's a vacant title fight. So maybe I'll be fighting someone else who's up there. But I've made a real conscious effort in every interview I've had to make sure, like, I've probably almost come across like I'm not asked about doing this in a way. I've probably come across like, this is the most dialed in and concentrated I've ever been, and this is my reaction. This is what's happened. Whereas before, I've not been as dialed in. I've not been as, focused on it, and I've not been as confident. And I've, like, I don't know, lent on my fucking gift of the gab. And I just got nothing to say, because I just feel like nothing I say is going to live up to the performance I'm going to bring. So I just want everyone to watch the fucking masterpiece I bring next week. That's it. That's it.
I think that's fair. Like, I love doing these interviews, but, like, I'd rather do the first 20 minutes we did than the last 5 minutes. I think it's a bit reductive that, how's the fight going to go? I have to ask it, I suppose. But I rather ask the stuff about, like, your mindset and everything you spoke about before. And I think that was absolutely fantastic. But, like, talking to people like yourself, and you're so open, I think it really benefits everyone, because you get an insight into a fighter's mind. Like, I haven't done it too much, but, like, talking to a fighter after a fight, or like a week after it, and listen to their mindset in where they can be a bit more open. For someone like you to be able to do that a week before a fight, I think it's really fantastic for everyone to be able to listen to and to be able to get into your mindset. Because that's, like me, I could never truly understand that. It'll take someone like you to explain it to me, or anyone, most people listening to this. So I appreciate you doing that and being so open.
No, I appreciate you, because you fucking, exactly. You're not the type of guy who pretends like he knows about what it's like to be in there, do this and do that. So, the way you respect our word. You definitely respect what I say, and that's why I've got time for you, Sean. So
appreciate it.
Yeah. Look, fucking hell. This is a massive, massive fight. It's the biggest fight of my life, right? And I feel like this is what I need to really fucking deliver. I have never felt, right, so it's like spooky how fucking calm I am. And that is the one fucking thing you do not want to be, is locked in a cage with me when I am just this. Mm-hmm. Catch me when I'm shit myself over a horrific weight cut, or catch me when one of my hands is broken, or catch me when the pressure's got to me, or catch me then. But now I've come through the fucking mud. It's like the sword's been sharpened in the fire. And if the odds were I wasn't going to come through it a better fight there. The odds were I might just disappear and fade off. But the unlikely event that I come through this specimen, this terrifying fucking beast. Well, I guess it's like a Oban Elliott 2.0, isn't it?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'll be there cage side watching, and I can't wait to see it. I'll have to take down my Ireland flag for a minute and remain neutral during
no, look, fucking power. Look, it's gonna be a good atmosphere. There's gonna be, look, you got two of the best in the division going head to head for all the fucking marbles, because the title fight after that is my encore as far as I'm concerned. This is the biggest fight of the night. This is the biggest fight where we find out who the fuck the man is coming through next. Who's gonna take everyone on? And if you've got a fucking shred of sense about you, you know that it's me. Simple as that.
I can't wait to see it. Oban, I appreciate the time. Thank you to everyone for listening. And you can see Oban next Saturday in the Tree Arena. Buy a ticket. They're very cheap if you're here in Ireland, but it's on UFC Fight Pass as well if you are watching around the world. Oban, appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Nice one, brother.